I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street. There's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. The air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. And we sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value. So, I want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
Ta-da! Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another amazing episode of the Political Spotlight. I'm your host, Kristopher H. Bilbrey. Producer Kate is down below working, as always, diligently at the controls, making sure everything runs smoothly. I apologize for being a little late this evening. I'm a little bit more disheveled than normal. I generally don't like doing what just happened. Although it happens quite frequently, it's my least favorite way to rock and roll before the show. I have more or less had tonight's show in my head and ready to go since the end of today's debate. We're going to go over the debate. We're going to talk about that. However, I also received some breaking news. I've been in the process of receiving this breaking news on and off throughout the day since about 11 a.m. this morning. I've received some breaking news out of the city of Muncie, and this is some pretty serious stuff. And it's strange because it's not something that happened just today. It's not something that has happened here. Matter of fact, it's about a month old. So it's been around a while, and I've not heard of this anywhere else. I've not seen this anywhere else. I've not found anyone else talking about this. The city of Muncie has not commented on this. The city of Muncie has not released this. And I think that that's a problem. I think it's a problem. So it's summertime. Kids are just getting back to school. Families are doing the thing. This time of year, the views are always the people who are on right at 9 with us are always a little under where we are, say in October or November or in the spring. However, ladies and gentlemen, I have to say it to you. If you know anyone from the city of Muncie, if you know anyone that lives in Muncie, works in, specifically any employees from the city of Muncie, then I would highly recommend you sharing this with those people and you making those people aware. We're going to be talking about some important information relating to the City of Muncie and communications, transparency, protection, and whatnot. So for their employees and hell, if the City of Muncie, if the Ridenauer administration cannot protect their employees, then what's out there. Why would someone believe that they can do things to protect and keep citizens safe? And that's why I always say, listen to me. Nobody's coming to save you or to help you, politically speaking, from the government. The whole we are from the government and we're here to help, that whole thing. Nah, that's not working. So give me 1 second here. I'm in the process of pulling something up. I want to give everybody a chance to share this with folks. So basically, give me a second here. Sorry. Basically, we're going to be talking about two main stories. We're going to be talking about the lieutenant governor candidate debate that occurred today. And just straight out of the gate, I'm going to tell you it was a shit show. It was not good. It was a complete letdown. I hope that if you have not watched it, that you will go back and watch it. The debate is on our channel. The debate is on our channel. If you have not watched it, please go back and watch it. It's very important for people to see what's going on. And I really hope that people that are very supportive behind Beckwith will listen to what I'm saying and take to heart what I'm saying and really think about this in your mind. Really, really take what I'm going to say. Okay. And then beyond that, the people that are out there supporting rainwater, we need to talk about this. The people that are out there supporting Jennifer, we need to talk about this. All three of those candidates did a horrible job. So we're going to be talking about that. I want to give it just a little bit longer because here's what's going to happen. The main part of tonight's show is going to be talking about the candidate debate, but I'm going to flip it up, and right up here at the front, we're going to talk about the breaking news. I wouldn't have put this in as breaking news because this happened a month ago. However, as this information was coming to me, I found that nobody else has this information out there. No one else out there, to my knowledge, has talked about this information. So I think it's very important that we talk about this. And yeah, I didn't see, I'm just now getting on the comments. Chief Muncie was right. Chief Muncie said, I hear it's the administration who's putting the employees at risk. And that is very, very true. So we're going to be talking about that. And I just want to give it, I just want to give a few more people a chance to get on here and make sure that people are watching. I'm sharing this with a couple people. While we're doing that, ladies and gentlemen, I will take this opportunity to say, please, if you will, If you're watching via YouTube, go down through and give us a like. That helps us with the algorithms. YouTube is all about the likes. I could care less, but YouTube likes them. So we will try to appease the YouTube algorithm overlords. So if you could do that, that would be great. Hit the like. If you are not subscribed, please do so. Click the bell. That lets you set up notifications so you know when we go live. We are a very interactive show. We want to interact with you. So please comment over here in the comment section. That would be very grand of you. If you're watching live, comment over there. If you're watching on your own time and repeat, you'll want to comment down below. And above all else, share the show with everyone you know. Okay, so I think it's probably a good enough time to go ahead and launch into this. We have some breaking news out of the city of Muncie. And it's shocking to me when I heard this, actually. I couldn't believe it. Look, accidents happen, things occur, but I think that number one, you have to look to who is standing on the other side, and you have to look at their response, and you have to look at how they're going to do things, and we have to look at their past behavior. You know, in adversity, what have we seen Mayor Ridenour do? We've seen him stand at a podium with microphones in front of his face, with cameras 2 feet away from him. We've seen him break down and cry. That's not a man who seems strong willed and strong resolved, and it doesn't seem like a leader. Look, I have no problem with people being emotional during emotional events. I have no problem with men showing a softer side. But when you are a leader, we need people to lead in times of, you know, oh God, what's going on? When everyone else is running around chaotic, we need a leader. So we're going to look at a couple of things here. And the first two, well, I actually sent a couple of things to Kate, but before we do that, I have to send Kate actually one more posting here. Give me 1 second. This is very important. This goes along with the breaking news. I just got this. Kate, if you can please put that in the overlays. I just sent it to you. Yeah, there it goes. Okay, I sent it to you twice. Sorry. Okay, so breaking news out of the city of Muncie. First, I want to say this started a couple days ago. We're going to work backwards from this, okay? A couple of days ago, a source of mine who is a source, a good friend, shared with me something that they had found on one of the a job search, searching for jobs, people that go on Indeed and hunt for jobs. I want to make sure there's nothing here that shows who this person is. Okay, there's not. So that's good. Okay, so I received a message, and this was actually, let me go back and see when I received this message. I actually received this message on I actually received this message on Friday, August 9th. And what shocked me about this was I was like, wait a minute, this position is already there. So the I'm getting ready to put this up on the screen for you. This is what I saw in the message that I received. And it says Human Resources Director, Muncie Sanitary District, Muncie, Indiana. Starting salary is $62,054 all the way to $88,221 a year. Date written was July of 2024. Status full-time. Okay. And that to me is rather interesting that's there, because, ladies and gentlemen, the Muncie Sanitary District does not have an HR position. There is not a position in Muncie Sanitary District as a human resources position. A lot of people don't know this, and this is kind of hard for people to wrap their heads around. But the Muncie Sanitary District and the City of Muncie are two different entities. They're two different entities, okay? And the what happens here is they have a memorandum, an MOU, a memorandum of understanding, and they share things and they do things with and for each other. One of the things that happens that is kind of a shared position is the HR representative. So, for example, when we talk about my friend on here all the time, Sarah Beach. When Sarah Beach worked for the City of Muncie as the personnel director, HR, I'm sure she would tell me that they're two different terms. I use them intermixed. I'm sure that's probably wrong. But essentially, the City of Muncie provided the human resources, like the City of Muncie saying here, services for MSD under that MOU. In return, okay, the City of Muncie has they're self-insured. They have their insurance through the Muncie Sanitary District. The Muncie Sanitary District has an insurance person. So they share people. They kind of like help each other out. And it's been this way for some time. Okay. I think for as long as the Sanitary District has been a thing in Muncie, which I believe was 1968. Okay. Well, this posting here, I want you to look again. Date written July of 2024. Okay. So right now, the Muncie Sanitary District does not have to pay somebody between $62,000 and $88,000 to do this job, because they get this job handled because of their MOU from the City of Muncie. All right. So it helps them out. When they hire this person, they'll be breaking that MOU. My question is, does that mean they're going to also be, does that mean that they will also be breaking the MOU for the insurance? Will this cost the City of Muncie an insurance? There's a lot of questions. There's a lot of questions that happen here. Okay. Dustin doesn't need, Dustin would be taking, I was going to say, Dustin doesn't need a third job, I guess. He's already got 2 or 3 for the city. I guess what's one more? Well, I want you to look at this as well. This is the description, a full job description, position description, City of Muncie, Indiana, Sanitary District, position, Human Resources Director, Department, Administration, salary $62,53, $68 to $88, $222, $220.60 annually, work schedule 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday, job category, professional, administrative, technological, date written July 2024. Now, my question was, what's happened that has caused this? Now, listen to me. I've been talking to you guys I've been talking to you guys since April about how the city of Muncie has an absolute nutter in place in its personnel department. Patty Goddard is like Miss Frizz, you know, she's the magic school bus. She's but not as cool. All right, not as cool. She's like the middle school art teacher. She's a dingbat, okay? She's just stopped answering emails. If I send her an email and she doesn't know how to respond, she just doesn't email. If I've sent a record request and she doesn't want to comply, she just doesn't respond. I'm not the only person she's doing that to. Okay? And look here, what the city, I will stand, I'm going to tell you right now, folks, I will stand by what the city of Muncie, the chief of Muncie is saying. Any comment that the chief of Muncie posts on this topic, you can take to the bank, and I will stand behind that. Like, for example, MSD provides the health insurance services to the city in exchange for HR services that the city of Muncie provides for MSD. They do this thing, okay? And yeah, look, Tweety Bird, I love art teachers and I love hippy dippy people. I think they're wonderful. But you need them to be in their right roles. You wouldn't specifically want a taxi driver operating your airplane for you. Okay? You wouldn't specifically want maybe an engineer who's worked on the atomic bomb teaching your first grader. While I love my art teachers, all due respect, I don't necessarily think that the HR department of a city is the right position for them. Okay? So, I've been wondering, what's the deal with this? What's happened here? Why is this happening? Well, ladies and gentlemen, breaking news. You're hearing this here first. To me, this is a big deal. You're going to see the Star Press cover this soon. You're going to see everyone else cover this. This is a big deal. I want you to look at what I'm showing you. I'm going to put this up on the screen, and I'm going to read this to you. It might be hard for you to see, so I will read it to you, but I'm going to put it up, and you can follow along if you can. Okay, this is very, very big. Yeah, we'll get back to this emails comment here in just a moment. Okay, so here's the big breaking news. Okay, this document was given to me by a couple of different sources today. This is the best copy of it. It says, we are writing to inform you of a data privacy incident experienced by the city of Muncie, that involved your information described below. So this is the city of Muncie notifying someone of a data breach. While we have no evidence of attempted or actual misuse of your information as a result of this incident, we are providing you with information about the incident, our response, and steps you can take to help protect your information should you feel it appropriate to do so. What happened? On July 12th, 2024, we, the city of Muncie, discovered that certain W-2 documents had been inadvertently emailed to an unattended recipient due to a sophisticated social engineering scheme. As a result, your W-2 information may have been subject to unauthorized access. Upon discovery, we immediately worked with law enforcement and conducted a thorough investigation to determine the full scope and nature of the incident. Following the investigation, we undertook comprehensive review to determine whose W-2 documents may have been impacted. This review process was completed on July 15th. While we have no reason to believe that this information has been or will be misused, we are providing you with the notification in an abundance of caution. What information was involved? Listen to this, folks. It's your W-2. You know what's on there. Listen, the information believed to be at risk includes your first and last name in combination with your social security number. So the city of Muncie is telling people, whoops, we've let some bad guy out here have your first and last name and your social security number. Now, wait till you hear the bomb I'm getting ready to drop on you guys. All right, listen. What we are doing, upon discovery, we immediately worked with law enforcement and conducted an investigation into this matter. Out of an abundance of caution, we have arranged for you to activate at no cost to yourself, but at cost to the citizens, an online identity monitoring service for 12 months provided by Kroll, whatever the Kroll is. I assume some kind of security system for this. Your identity monitoring service includes credit monitoring, fraud cancellation, identity theft restoration. Due to privacy laws, we cannot activate these services for you directly. Additional information regarding how to activate the complimentary identity monitoring service is enclosed. We have also provided additional information about steps that you can take help protect yourself against fraud and identity theft. What you can do. We recommend that you remain vigilant in regularly reviewing and monitoring all of your account statements, credit history to guard against any unauthorized transactions or activity. If you discover any suspicious or unusual activity on your accounts, please promptly contact your financial institutions or company. Additionally, you can activate the complimentary identity monitoring service that we are making available to you. You can also review the enclosed steps that you can take to help prevent yourself, additional information. For more information, should you have additional questions or concerns, you can contact blah, 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 and or you can write to City Hall at the above address. We take the privacy and security of the information in our care seriously and sincerely regret any worry or inconvenience that this incident may have caused you or your family. Sincerely, Dan Ridenhour. Okay? Now, let me tell you, nobody hacked the city of Muncie. All right? This really pisses me off when I see in the first line when they say that we have experienced a data privacy incident. I don't call that a data privacy incident. I call that a security breach. A security breach. In the second paragraph, when they say what happened, and they say due to a sophisticated social engineering scheme, that's bullshit. That is not what happened here, folks. I'm going to tell you what happened. Are you ready? Are you ready? An email was sent to the HR director, Patricia Goddard. And that email looked as if it was coming from Dan Ridenhour. And it asked Patricia Goddard to send to the mayor of Muncie all W-2s for all city employees in the city of Muncie that had a 2023 W-2. This is all AFSCME employees. This is all city police officers. This is all firemen. Okay. Now, what's interesting is Tweety Bird says, did this happen to other cities? I can recall a couple of years back, Dan Ridenour said that they had an issue where someone had sent a phishing scam, but that was several years ago. That was 2 or 3 years ago. This is something that had on or before July 12th, all right? And it's happened between April of this year and July 12th of this year, because the email was sent directly to Patricia Goddard, and it apparently looked as if it was coming from Dan Ridenour. Now, I'm going to tell you, I don't know if it's lucky or I just luck out or whatever, okay? But somehow in my life, I happen to have personal relationships with a couple various people that have been in HR. And I ask these specific individuals. The very first thing that matter of fact, I picked up the phone and called Sarah Beach. And I said to Sarah, let me ask you a question. If you're sitting in your office one day, typing away, and you get an email from Dennis Tyler or D. Tyler at City of Muncie, whatever, that says, hello, I need all W-2s for all city employees. What are you going to do? And she said, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up the phone she said, I'm going to walk my ass up to his office and be like, what are you doing? What is this? And then Sarah went on to say, as the HR director, I don't even know if I would have had access to all of these. Like, if an employee would have called and requested a W-2, I could get that and submit it. But for Patricia to say, oh, here's an email from Dan. Okay. And then just blindly send this on. Folks, I got to ask. Listen, I can tell you what Patricia's not doing. I can tell you what I'm hearing from employees and from people that are in City Hall that are saying that she's making everybody batty and that people there's a no-win with the HR department. Everybody hated working under Nancy Lindell. They could not stand her. Said that she was very unpleasant to work under, made working at City Hall very unpleasant.
Well, that's because she had to spend so much time trying to proofread her own writing.
Yeah, right.
That can be very upsetting,
Yeah, right. Right. Keep that in mind too. We're gonna stumble back to some spelling mistakes here at the very end of the show. What should be done is at this point is you're fired, because this is not the first, in my opinion, this is not the first screw up. And really, it's not the first major screw up that Patricia has done. Well, I have since sent an email. To the communications director, to the mayor, to Patricia, asking for all of this. Let me tell you, the fact that they found this in July, now it makes perfect sense. The fact that they found this in July is the reason that this was put together in July. Because I'm sure that this affected the sanitary district employees too.
Well, and here's the other problem. This happened in April?
No, I'm not. She started in April.
She started in April.
She started in
sometime
April.
Since April, this has happened.
Yeah, because the paper doesn't say that it happened on July 12th. It says on July 12th, we discovered.
Oh, Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
So it happened sometime between April and July. I would say that it happened sometime in July.
I don't understand why there would ever be a reason why anyone would ever send anything with it, anybody's confidential information via email.
Yeah, right.
If you want a copy of that, then you come pick up a hard copy.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I could think of, I could think of maybe you move from Muncie to LA and you don't have any family here, but then you can mail it. You could mail it. It could be mailed to you. There's ways to do this. And let me tell you, GW, this isn't only the first. This is the most serious screw up, in my opinion. And I'm going to tell you, my first interview with Patricia Goddard, sitting down and talking to her, it wasn't an interview. I act like that. My first sit down with her, talking with her, she seemed completely out of her depth. Completely out of her depth. Oh, yeah. She's still in the city of Muncie. Was she not the HR manager for the city of Terre Haute? Why did she leave that position? She was the HR manager for the city of Terre Haute for a very brief time. I don't know why she is no longer there. I have not been able to get that information, but she was not there long. And I'm going to tell you, this is a big whoopsie. Now, what's interesting to me, yeah, right. That's what I said. I told Sarah, I said, hey, number one, you need to be going up there and being like, hey, Dan, remember when you said you were going to hire the best for the job? And then you circumnavigated the globe, finding all these other idiots. I told Sarah. Sarah's got a job. She's doing fine. Well, listen, I wish the city would take her back. I don't know that she would go back. I think she would be a good... Listen, a lot of people think like, oh, Bilbrey's just happy that Amber's in place because he could get things out of her. Listen, Amber's not going to tell me anything that she's not supposed to tell me. Sarah Beach didn't tell me things that she wasn't supposed to tell me when she was in that office. Everybody understands a sense of personal responsibility and professional responsibility. And I don't even push that. I know who my sources are. I'm fine with my sources. You know what I mean? And I don't cross those boundaries. I wouldn't want Sarah to go there thinking, oh, I could get information. I would want Sarah to go there because I know that she would do a damn good job for the city of Muncie. I would know, number one, if Sarah, it was the HR department for the Ridenauer administration, number one, at least record request would get done appropriately, so that would be my biggest thing. So now the citizens of Muncie will be, it looks like, be paying for 2 HR director positions. To my knowledge, I'm not aware if the council was aware of this. I'm making the council aware of this. I have sent out an email asking Ridenauer and his team if they have any comments about this. I'm sure, at least from Ridenauer's point of view, he won't have a comment. It'll be interesting to see because I'll get to that in a second. It'll be interesting to see if number one, it will be interesting to see if the council was made aware of this. Number two, that comment there, I don't was it Kate or who asked? Were there any elected officials whose W-2s were included? That is that's a big concern. That's a very big concern. I will also ask Stephen Brand. That's good. I will ask him his thoughts, because so while Stephen is a member of the sanitary district, this is not the sanitary district's fault. This is something that happened to them. In my opinion, they were victims. Because their employees, maybe their board members or whatever, maybe everybody, I don't know. I would be interested to know who all of this affected. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can get this. Give me 1 second here. I will find out right now. I would say, listen, until I hear otherwise, until I hear otherwise, I'm going to have to assume that the elected, man, I don't know. I don't know if it would be just full-time. That might be the difference. I don't know. That'll be interesting. Well, I've got some feelers I just sent out to a couple different people. We'll see if any of the elected officials were involved. Talking about the decision to hire separate HR director, severing with City of Muncie. Chief Muncie says the fact that a job description for a new HR director has been created and posted indicates that the MSD board is aware and taking action. Yeah, let me ask, has anybody that watches the sanitary district board meetings, have you guys heard of anything about this? Patricia Goddard was hired May 6th, by the way. So, yeah, April was when, the end of April was when Micah left. That's what I was thinking.
So 2 months and a week tops.
Yeah.
Before she decided to just, basically give away everyone's information. She didn't even sell it.
Yeah. Yeah. Treeber says, I know someone that got an email from her boss on a work email asking for $600 for Christmas gifts. She sent it to him and it wasn't her. Yeah, man, you got to be careful with that craziness. This begs a lot of other questions on how payroll and other functions will be handled. Yeah, this is a really big deal. This is not just like, the City of Muncie has a janitor and sanitary district's going to hire their own janitor to take, the trash out and to do things. This is a big deal. Brand was put in the sanitary district board position basically right after Ridenauer took over, after that whole big ordeal happened where Ridenour had to take him to court, and he was going to put Brian Stevens' hoe top on, and it was a big back and forth. That's all happened. It basically happened sometime, I think, in 2020 is when that happened. Has the MOU been dissolved? I don't know. That would be another another question for everybody, and how this is going to be dealt with. Oh yeah, it's definitely a full-time position. I've got both postings here. It's a full-time position. Ignore that stuff at the top. The main thing is where it starts at Human Resources Director, Muncie Sanitary District 4.7. That's it, where it tells all of that. So this is interesting. I mean, how Ridenour will deal with this, how he will respond to this. Will the city of Muncie put something out? Why have they not posted about this? This is very this is a very big thing. And for the fact that Ridenour has not came out and said anything about this, I think is just goes again to show how they just hope and pray nothing will get out. They hope and pray that no one will hear anything, and this will all go under the radar, and everything will be okay. And, if it does come out, well, we'll just keep quiet about it. And that'll be that. I can tell you what is going on. Weird. Let me see here. So that's that. I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm going to have to see what goes on. We'll see how long it takes for them to respond to me. We will see, number two, if they respond, what their response is. Along this same topic, I also sent an email to all of these same people, more or less, telling them today that I wanted them to put a rush on my request for the credit card statements. And yeah, the chief Muncie put emails, and the reason that that was put was because obviously the city of Muncie is running around saying that this is a sophisticated social engineering scheme. What do you mean? A sophisticated social engineering scheme. It was an email. It was an email sent to Patty. Yeah, right. It's like, no, it's not a sophisticated social engineering scheme. Your HR director's an idiot. I don't even know what's going on with those eyeballs and those hands, but that's scary. Yeah, I don't know. A phishing email. Yeah, right. Didn't you say take a download and the program to ensure the security? It would not cost them anything. The citizens would pay for it. Which citizens? Yeah, didn't you say take a download the program? It didn't specifically say citizens. I threw that in there. No, it didn't say that. Well, that's the other thing. So I requested the email, the original email that was sent to Patricia. I just can't call her Patty. That sounds like that's nuts. Patty is a 12-year-old little girl or a 56-year-old Irishman. But this old woman, she's not old. This woman that works, she's older than me, but she's not old. This woman that works for the Ridenhour administration, we'll have to call her Patricia because I just can't do Patty. Right? They run around calling her Patty. And then, let me tell you, yeah, good luck getting that record request. Maybe, let me put this back up on the screen so everybody can see. I just got to thinking about this as I sent this email out earlier. Maybe, just maybe, if they weren't, where's that email at? What's her name? I forgot what her name was already. When did she send me that? Okay, it's got to be... Oh, right here we are. Maybe if Patricia was more concerned with watching what the hell's going on than she was putting a cutesy little signature in her email, this wouldn't have happened. For those of you that are here that didn't notice this the other day, I want everybody to see this. At the bottom of this professional City of Muncie email, thank you, Patty. Patricia Goddard, Director of Human Resources, not for long. City of Muncie, 300 North High Street, Muncie, Indiana. Phone number, email, da-da-da-da-da. We get these cute little things. Well, what are these? Purple, green, purple, green, purple. Arranger, analytical responsibility, input, restorative. Well, the other day when we were on here and we were looking at this, boom. What is this? Well, this is the 5 names, 5 5 groupings that her personality got, that she got scoring in when they went to Dan camp. She was arranger, analytical, responsibility, input, restorative. Those are what she scored in. And so she cutely arranged those in a little cool color pattern here. Maybe if that day she wasn't spending all that time doing that, she would have caught the fact that Ridenhour was misspelled in the email. Oh God.
Do you have any idea how they discovered the security breach? It's been asked in the comments.
No, that's what I was going to get back here to the things. So that's the other thing. Let me see what are these comments saying? Number one, Starred Chief said, you don't want someone who doesn't understand confidential information to be handling confidential information. Listen to me. I have worked in narcotics investigation. I've worked with confidential informants for the past 7 years I've done this, when I've worked with people giving me information. Listen, it's not for nothing, but I have had people like threaten to kill me and things like that, and a bunch of weird crap. So sometimes people tell me things that they're really afraid about. I just kind of blow it off, but people are really afraid sometimes when they tell me information, and they're like, please do not let this information get out. So I specifically understand how important it is to work with confidential information. You do not want dingbats handling confidential information. All right. Number 2, the unions need together contact an attorney to find out if this is an actionable breach of their confidential information. This may be a huge class action lawsuit that the employees may have. Yeah, Chief, this is a big deal. This is a really big deal. That really, really, really could be. And so, will they do that? I don't know. Who knows? But I don't know. It's interesting. Now, back here to what I think that Charlize said that. Let me see, where was that? It'll be interesting to see if the City of Muncie post a job for their HR director. Yeah, it'll be interesting. Well, they don't ever post. The HR director is a position that is, to the victor goes the spoils. It's one of the many positions that he can fill without actually posting. Now, should he post it? Should they look for the very best? Yeah, that's what he said he would do. But, they don't post jobs like that. Dan just fills them like every other mayor would do. See, that was a promise he said he would keep. But alas, here we are. Appointments are just made. Now, that he's not doing anything wrong when he does that. He's not doing anything wrong when he does that. It's just what it is. Okay. I'm remembering the recent offhanded remark, financial crisis. Absolutely. That's very true. Tweety Bird says, who sent the email? So when you're saying who sent the email, you mean who sent the email to Patricia? Who sent the initial email? I don't know. It'd be interesting to find that out. They said they ran an investigation. I would like to know who did that. I mean, to our knowledge, it's a scammer. Now, that also makes me wonder, when they say it's a scammer, how they can say something like, we have no evidence of an attempted or actual misuse. The email is the evidence of attempted or actual misuse. What the hell do you mean? What do you mean here? Hey, that's a very good thought. Maybe. And now listen, I mean, they would have to like unfund it and things. I mean, that would be, I don't know how that would work. I mean, I guess there's nothing that would stop them from the sanitary district taking on the HR director and saying, we'll just do the work for the City of Muncie. I don't see that happening, but you never know. Oh, God. Kate put this up. A peppermint patty. I love it. That's amazing. Can you get a records request from the people who did the investigation? Yeah, I would assume it would be the police department. Now, it's a little bit different there because they can always say, well, it's an ongoing investigation. So there are some things there that they would be off limits. But look, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to send just a blanket statement out saying, this is what I want. I want all these things. And then they can tell me no, yes, and maybe so, whatever. I'm just going to tell them I want everything, and I'll let them do it. We'll see what happens. If they have investigated it, if it resulted in something, here's what I'm going to say. They have investigated this, and it's went as far as it's went, and nobody's been arrested. There's not been any major arrests in the newspaper. There's not been anything like that. The salary ordinance states the maximum amount paid. They can pay her less than that. They just can't pay her more. Yeah. So another thing, she's paid to be personnel director for the city and MSD. But if half of her job is now gone because MSD has pulled, shouldn't her salary be cut in half? Oh, that is major important. That is major. We'll have to watch that for sure. Yeah, to answer that, I see Chief Muncie answered to Tweety Bird when you said who sent the email. The scam email apparently looked as if it was coming from the mayor. Now, I don't know if it said mayor or the mayor or Muncie mayor, or if it said Dan Ridenauer or Dan Ridenauer or D Ridenauer or just Ridenauer. I don't know, but I have asked for it. I have asked for it. So we'll have to see what goes on. I'm still trying to look for one. A month after the email was sent would allow time for fraud to have occurred and come to light. I would say, that's the one good thing is it, but maybe we don't know, if one thing happened to somebody out there working for the city of Muncie, hell, maybe they don't know it. Maybe they just found it. Like I said, we don't know. So maybe there was, we just don't know. We don't know that yet, but I would like to believe that. It seems to me there may have been a victim or victims for this to have been brought to light. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, right. Because, so, for example, either that or she just in some kind of offhanded remark said one day, like, hey, did you ever get those W-2s I sent you? And Dan was like, what W-2s? And she was like, oh, the W-2s you requested. I've also heard Goddard is wanting to violate employee HIPAA info by looking at employees' medical files. Oh, that's not good. What in the hell? Oh, God. I'm telling you, they need to get rid of her. They need to get rid of her before she gets the city's tit in a ringer. I mean, that's nuts. That's crazy. Man. Mayor of Munis. I'm going to proffer that the 500 plus employees who all had their information sent out are victims. Yeah, look, the bottom line. Yeah, tit's already there, I fear. Yeah, right. Yeah, I agree. The bottom line is, look, it doesn't, they don't have to do anything further with this information. The fact that the information was sent is the problem. Now, it would be worse if, since that information is sent and, if they do something with it, that would make the situation worse. She should have sent, yeah. I got a scam email recently. It looked like it came from my bank. I called my bank to query it, my bank's number, not the one on the email. Yeah, right. That's all. I just told that story the other day of, maybe I told it. I don't know if I told it or not. I know I've told it to a couple people, but my parents, who are like in their early 60s, are dealing with the credit card company, and they keep getting a phone call, and like their card keeps getting compromised. And finally, I like ask my mom, I'm like, are you calling the bank straight out, or what are you doing? And she's like, well, they're the ones that contact us and then they give us the number. And I'm like, no. So she was like actually on the phone with them talking. And I just walked over and hung up. And she's like, what did you do? And I was like, I hung up on a scammer. And I sat down with her and I called, and come to find out it had been a scammer calling them, and she had just been giving them all the information that they needed. And I was like, what in the world? You don't ever do that. You're not old enough for this crap to be happening. Whoa, wait a minute. So this is important. Yvonne Thompson says also vendors that do business with the city are compromised. Wow. So now we're talking about a lot more than 500.
No, because a vendor doesn't file a W-2. They would file. It depends on what their thing is. Contractors would file a W-2. Vendors file a W-4.
Okay.
So as long as she's stuck just to W-2s,
okay,
I think vendors are okay. Contractors may not be. Well, if the person files sole proprietor, then yeah. If they're actually filing for the business, I don't know how many people file a business as a sole proprietor. I think most people file as an LLC to have a little bit of CYA.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah, absolutely.
But I think most of the vendors should be okay if they're LLCs and stuff. They should be just W-4s.
Right. Well, this to me is a major problem that has been created. This is listen, if someone sends you a link and you click on a link and it fishes you, that shit can happen. I mean, look, it's not like Patty stole money from all 500 of these people, or she did something. Like, I get it that she was victimized here too. So I have like a pinch worth of like sympathy for her. But I can tell you that this is big enough that she should be fired. No question. Hey, we're sorry this happened. Better luck next time. We've got to run a tight ship here, and sometimes bad shit happens. We're sorry. I bet Yvonne. I bet Yvonne's a full-time employee. This is why there's a separation of the payroll function and HR function at City. She is overstepping her bounds by sending out stuff that is in the function of the controller's office, not hers. Yeah. Yeah, think about this. Dustin's like been victimized 2 or 3 times. We all need to think of Dustin Clark in his time of need. He's been victimized by this a couple different ways. Yeah, Yvonne, that's true. That is true. This can be very interesting. So we'll be watching this. This is big news. I hope I'm going to send this information out to the Star Press. They've got like a quarter of a reporter now. I don't even know what goes on at the Star Press. I'm going to send it out there. I've sent out an email asking for a statement. I will send out a request looking for as much information that they can provide, a record request looking for any and all documents that they can provide as a result of this and the ensuing investigation and what led up to this and the email, yada, yada, yada. I will request all of that. I will let you guys know as soon as we know what happens there. I'm willing to bet that I will hear more about this tomorrow. And hello there, Sally. Welcome. So I'm willing to bet that we'll hear more about this, and I will have more about this for you all when that happens. Now, okay. At the very least, she should have just forwarded the email to Craig Wright for him to deal with it. Yeah, right. That's right. Yes. The thing is, I'm hearing that she's doing a very horrible job with emailing, period. With emails, period. She just does not like them. She does not like sending them. She does not like getting them. She's in all of the time that she's been there since May 6th, she's only responded to me one time. And that was, 5 days ago. She responded to me for the first time 5 days ago. It's ridiculous. Yeah, Pinnacuff is working at freelance and basically just when he wants. So, okay, onward from there, ladies and gentlemen. We do need to talk about this debate today. This debate that occurred. Lord have mercy. The lieutenant governor debate that occurred in Indianapolis today. It occurred at the Indiana State Fair. There were lots of questions with this. Number one, they said there were like 250 people that were there to watch. Did they have to pay to get in? Did you have to pay to get in? Could you go in and watch this for free? I thought about going, but then I was like, we'll just live stream it. We'll jump their feed and we'll use it from there. So I was fine with that. But I'm not okay with not knowing the answer to that. Like, that would have been horrible if people would have went and they would have been turned away because they couldn't pay or wouldn't want to pay. I would have been pissed off. I mean, I would have paid, but if I would have got down there and they would have told me I needed to pay, I would have been pissed off. I would have been mad. So that's my number one complaint. Number two, my number two and the biggest complaint that I have going is these three people, man. These three people. Listen. I've talked with people from the Braun campaign. I have not had a specific mouth to ear, face to face conversation with Braun. And whether you like Braun or you don't like, I'm not a fan of Braun. But I know that there is a level of intelligence there. You know, he was a businessman, whatever. Okay. Doesn't mean you have to like his politics to understand that there is a level of intelligence there. You don't have to like Jennifer McCormick. You don't have to agree with her positions on things. There is a level of intelligence there. Okay. I have spoke with Jennifer several times, and Jennifer is a polite enough person. You know, she's a good person, polite person. I'm a friend of Don Rainwater's. I spoke to Rainwater. Rainwater is obviously an intelligent human being. Okay. I know Terry Goodin. I've talked with Terry Goodin before. Terry Goodin is just kind of like a good old boy, farmer kind of talk. That's how he talks. I do not know Tonya Hudson at all. I do not know her at all. I've not spoke with her, and I've not met her in any way. I know Micah Beckwith, and again, not talking about any of the politics of these people. Like there are things that I like about Beckwith. I can tell you. I'm gonna say right off the bat, I am a believer. You know that I'm a Christian. We've talked about my Christian belief many times, but I'm not beating you over the head with that every episode when you come in here. I just gotta say, listen, we sat right here and I know that there are people in here that say he wants a theocracy. Well, we asked him about it, and he sat right here and he said no. His specific answer was trying to think what specifically he said, but he was like, yeah, no, I don't want a theocracy, yada yada yada. All right, look, all I can do is take him at his word. Okay, that's what he said. We asked him the question, and that's what he said. Okay. So it is what it is. These three people at this debate today did a horrible job. It was a shitty job. I mean, Beckwith put on Facebook today, right at like 4:15. He made a post. Beckwith wins. I'm like, wait a minute. Who announced that? I want people to listen. If you're here, listen to me. If you're here, yeah, we're not going to listen to it. We're not going to listen to it. I can't listen to it again. I've listened to it twice. I listened to it when it first came through. And I listened to it again in preparation. I can't listen to it again. Answer to take a question. Doors will open for the debate at 2:30 p.m. and the entry for the event is free with state. Well, no. So bullshit. Entry to the event is free with a state fair ticket purchase. Bullshit. So you have to buy a ticket to go to the event. That's a bunch of horse shit. Do we know how much a state fair ticket cost? $8 to get in. Not sure what parking was. I'm sure parking was atrocious. That's ridiculous. Yeah, Joan Ashley, good. Yeah. Yeah. Here's the thing. I'm going to say this, and some of you are not going to like it. Okay. Yeah. 420. Micah Beckwith wins debate. Dude, slow that roll. I don't know. I don't know why you think you can say that. 16 to get in, and 8 to park. We went this past weekend, someone's saying. Okay. Either way, let me tell you, these people, all three of them did bad. Thank God that they're all running for the second banana. Thank God none of these people are running for the main show. Okay? I'm just going to say that. Beckwith, Hudson, and Goodin. They all sucked. Now, I'm not saying that they would suck tomorrow or they sucked yesterday. I'm not saying that they wouldn't go out next week and do a great job. I'm just telling you, today's debate was a horrible deal. Nobody really answered any questions. And I'm going to tell you, man, and this hurts me to say, Tonya Hudson did not answer a question. Every question every response Tonya answered was, go to rainwaterforindiana.com and look at what Don has to say. Go to Look, I guess that's the best answer that she could give. Instead of her trying to talk and trying to say and trying to tell it to people, the best answer is to drive people to the website to hear it directly from the man. Don is intelligent. Don could talk in a 15-minute interview. He could talk in a 5-hour interview. He could talk for 24 hours straight. All right. He could talk. He could talk and answer questions. He can answer questions about things he knows. He can talk intelligently about things he doesn't understand, and he could still give you information and still be honest with you and say, I don't know. I will get you, I'll find somebody that does, but he could still carry on an intelligent conversation. These three candidates lost the ball. All of them sucked. But I'm going to talk about one candidate, and I'm going to focus on a certain group of people that are here. I hope they're here. I hope they will listen. I'm talking directly. First of all, I've got to say this. First of all, because I've seen a couple people say this. I've seen a couple people say, well, they need to talk to more people than just the farmers. I get it. And that's kind of what the sucky thing was with today's deal. Today's event was put on all by agriculture. The event was put on by the Agriculture Institute of Indiana. The sponsors were all put on by agriculture sponsors. It was put on by the Indiana Ag Institute, P.O. Box 249, Danville, Indiana. The sponsor was Indiana Soybean Alliance, Indiana Corn Growers Association, Ice Miller Legal Counsel, Country Mark, Indiana Farm Bureau. So today's and the tagline for today's event was, this debate will allow Hoosier voters to learn about the lieutenant governor candidates' views on agriculture and rural issues and their impact on Indiana's economy. All right. So that was the tagline for today's event. Sucky, I know. I mean, great. We need to know about that. We need to know what these people think about that stuff, because that's primarily their responsibility. So that is important, but we should also need to know about other issues too. So I understand people saying that, but I want to talk directly to the fans and the grassroots people out there supporting Micah Beckwith. I want to talk to the people that were at the convention, the people that were polling for him, the people that were, pushing and hoping and wishing and wanting. Listen, I am pushing hard for Rainwater. That's my guy. That's my guy in this race. Rainwater's second banana is Tonya Hudson. God Almighty, I hope nothing happens to Rainwater. It is what it is, all right? That being said, I personally like aspects of Micah Beckwith as a person. Okay? People can think that he's a wonderful man. I was happy that his movement was able to turn back the establishment candidate. Okay, I was not supportive of Julie. I was happy that his movement was able to turn back the establishment candidate at the convention. I love that he was able to do that through his campaign and grassroots hard work. But I'm going to be very, very honest. The way that he is now sucking up to J.D. Prescott is strange. J.D. Prescott from District 33 is the definition of establishment. And look, save it. I get that Beckwith and Prescott have a connection through their religious belief. And as a Christian, I'm happy that they have that. I'm happy that they have faith and that they have friends and that they can talk about that, and that's wonderful. But that does not mean that Prescott is worth a damn as a public official. And I get it. I get it. At this point, the inner political circles are churning and they're all doing what they do and they're taking things in and they're talking and they're bringing in people behind the scenes and everyone's talking in Beckwith's ear and they're moving him here and moving him there. And that's just part of the game. They're all yucking it up and mixing and mingling, seeing who will do what, when, and how they're told. When they're told, they're seeing who will play the game, who will and won't play ball when the time comes. Beckwith and Prescott and Beckwith and Braun and Houston and Lehman, the whole mess. But the bottom line is Beckwith is going to have to jump out of the establishment soup for a minute. For all of those people, Janet and Kelly and Dave Williams and all of the people that were down there pushing hard for Beckwith, you guys should be mad at him for what he's doing right now. You should be mad for him hooping and hollering it up with these establishment trolls. You helped him beat the establishment 2 months ago, and it's taken 2 months for him to be in bed with the establishment? And let's be honest, at the end of the day, Braun's going to win because it comes down to money and being a whore and whores and what, money and whores and money. And the fact that Indiana is hard R, even when it's proven that has hurt us time and time again. And I'm saying that as a former Republican, as a constitutional conservative libertarian, as someone who at one point backed and supported Republicans. God, I get so sick of hearing about Republicans now. I just don't understand. I don't understand. That will mean Beckwith will win because Braun will win. That'll be a win for Beckwith. It'll be a win for Prescott. And that will be a win for the establishment. And then at that point, hell, why didn't we just allow Julie to go ahead and win at the convention? You know? Why? I don't know. McGuire, if Beckwith's going to win and be the same thing that McGuire was, why didn't we just allow McGuire to win? Nothing's going to change. It might as well be Holcomb 2024. And Rob Kendall allowing this because of the friend. Dude, I understand friendships. But friendship is not going to get you what you want in the Republican Party that you've been railing against for so long. And to hear you continue to say that, you're finally going to get what you want out of the Republican parties, to hear that, he's still not announced who he's supporting, who he's endorsing. So there's still a chance that he'll endorse Rainwater. But if he doesn't, man, I'm going to be awfully pissed. Now, if Micah hears this, or come talk to me, Kelly, Janet, anybody out there that is a major Beckwith supporter, talk with me. You know what really pisses me off is Beckwith did everything that he could to answer questions and say that he was a man of the people. I asked him a question the other day, and he didn't answer it. We're now We're now 7 days into Beckwith not answering questions because I asked him a tough question. Because I asked him a question that wasn't a goody hugs and feels type of a question. So for those of you out there that are mad Beckwith supporters, I'm not mad at you. I don't hate you. Don't hate me. Come talk to me. Explain to me what the hell's going on with your guy. Maybe grab him and talk some sense into him. Shake some sense into him. Beckwith, if you hear this, reach out. Talk to me. Dig a little bit deeper. There's more here than liking a guy because he shares similar beliefs. Look, my grandmother is a Bible-thumping true believer. I love her more than I can say. But I sure as hell don't want my grandma to be governor of the state of Indiana. I don't want my grandmother to be state representative. I probably don't want her to be dog catcher. Beckwith needs to be friends with Prescott. I'm fine with that. Be friends, go to the barbecues, yuck it up, go to the same church, have at it. I'm all for it. But he also needs to come and talk to people in District 33. He needs to come talk to the citizens. He needs to not just be listening to Todd Houston, who says, "Oh yeah, JD, he's a good he's a good errand boy. He does everything that we ask him to do. He does everything we ask him to do." Prescott needs to be a Christian farmer who's no longer a public official. And if Beckwith isn't any more intelligent than this, if he's not any more able to discern that JD is who he's been fighting against, why would he fight against the establishment the way that he did to win and then in 2 months jump right in bed with them? Why? Beckwith claimed in the debate today these words. He said these words: people like J.D. Prescott have the answers. They have the solutions. He literally said that today. To that, I have to ask, well, then where the hell has he been? And what the hell has he been doing? This November will be the start of J.D. Prescott's 4th term as a state representative in District 33. 8 years as a conservative Republican representative in a supermajority Republican state. What in the hell has he been doing these last 6 years? Why is he just now trying to solve the problems? Where's he been? Oh, Beckwith has responded. Let's see. JD's plan to eliminate property taxes is a great start of a plan to finally fix this broken system. I don't care who gets the credit. I just want to see it get fixed for the sake of all Hoosiers. All right. Now I'm going to ask him another question. Have you worked on that on the JD plan? Have you had any involvement? That plan. Have you had any involvement in forming or formulating that plan? Okay, we will see if he answers this question. I have to give it to him. He did kind of open the door. We will see. Let's see here. Okay, so we'll see if he answers that question. Bottom line, he needs to step away. He needs to step away from JD for just a little bit. If he truly doesn't care who gets the credit and he doesn't truly care about the whole establishment thing, he needs to take a look at some of the people out here in the district. He needs to find out why the HRCC has had to throw as much money as they have into Prescott to get him to be able to win against, the last opponent that he had. That would be something that Beckwith could take a look at. And I truly hope that Beckwith is able to understand that I'm not attacking I'm not attacking Prescott as a man, as a human. I don't care anything about that. I just care about him as an elected official. I just care about him as an elected official. And as an elected official, he sucks. And if Beckwith is going to look up to people like Prescott, if that's the type of people that Prescott see and sets up on a pedestal as his hero, then that makes me call into question Beckwith. Ask him if JD supports vets. I will absolutely do that. Because Brandon still can't get him to get an answer. JD went on Rob Kendall 7 days ago and said that he wanted to work on being more transparent, more open. He apologized to Rob Kendall, but he still will not answer. He still will not answer the questions that Brandon has. Why? Why will you not answer those questions? Completely insane. Folks, if you want to hear a complete train wreck, go and listen to that debate. It was horrible. Okay, before we leave, I have to throw up And I use that I use that quite literally, I guess. I have to throw up here a post, and we need to talk about one last thing. This is for all of the Henry County folks. This is going to be just a real little kind of quickie Sproles watch ordeal. Okay. Everybody's been asking me, like, what's going on with Sproles? Is Sproles still alive? What's he doing? Has he learned his lesson? Is he not doing craziness? And I'm like, oh no. He's still who he's always been. Don't get it twisted. He is who he always has been. But I want to show you guys something. And I want to tell you guys a little story that goes along with it. Okay? Let me show you this here. So here's a post that the Indiana Law Enforcement Academy posted. This was a post that they posted from back doing this profile look of this instructor. Okay. And it went down and it showed you everything about the instructor. He's retiring, okay, from the academy. And here's his picture. Okay. And this guy is a hard ass. All right. Like, anybody that's dealt with him, anybody that's ever been in military training, that's dealt with the old school drill sergeants, all that stuff. This guy is the real deal, hardcore. It's who he is. He's a United States Marine, and he left the United States Marine Corps, was a police officer with the Columbus Police Department, Columbus, Indiana. Specialized training, interrogation, interviewing. Most interesting job, he lists as the United States Marine Corps because of the combination of travel and training. It was always exciting. Favorite thing about working at ILEA, the mission. Favorite thing about instructing, positive feedback and success stories from students. Favorite valuable lesson, training evolves. Something that he hopes new officers know before coming to ILEA. If it were easy, everyone would be a police officer. Favorite hobbies, hunting, shooting, fishing, and motorcycling. Favorite phrase, lean into it. Okay. This is a guy who, like, very seriously is like all about embracing the suck and is hardcore. People that, don't like him at the beginning of the training, but like him at the end of the training, yada, yada, yada. If you were to go to this man's, to ILEA's page, and look at their post about his retirement, you would see nothing but people congratulating him, telling him how happy they are, what an absolute genuine and decent human being. He was a night desk sergeant when I was there. Always good for a bit of conversation when coming in from dinner or library or Liberty. Truly inspirational, phenomenal human being. He is one of a kind and can't be replaced. Enjoy retirement, buddy. Proud to call this Marine my friend. Who knows how many police officers his stops training has saved. That is a real serious deal. Absolutely. Congrats on your retirement, LT. And this goes on and on and on. Lean into it, boss. Congratulations. I appreciate our chats. Helped me out in a dark spot with your guidance. Absolutely one of the best. Congratulations, sir. I want to thank you for sharing your experience and your knowledge with past and present graduates from the Indiana Law Enforcement Academy. You surely made many differences and impacts of officers along the way. Congratulations, LT. Can't thank you enough for your dedication, discipline, experience. It was truly an honor to be a part of your career. God bless you, my brother. And this just goes on, okay, and on 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 and on. All right. And this is crap I took 4 hours ago. There's probably another 300 comments on there by now. Not one person has a negative word to say about this man. The only people that would not like this individual are people who washed out from the academy, people who couldn't hack it, people that maybe he arrested on the Columbus Police Department, people that he dealt with in his time as a law enforcement officer, maybe people that washed out while he was a field training officer, various things like that. All right? Nobody, 180 comments now, Kate says. Are these AI comments? No, these are real people. This is not somebody that would generate AI comments. These are real people around the state. They teach hundreds and hundreds of students every year. So this is all real. Two people out of all of these people, two people out of all of these people had negative comments to say about him. Out of all of the comments, this is the first negative comment I found, and I want you guys to look at this. I'm going to read this to you. This is from none other than John Sproles for Henry County Sheriff. Okay? And this says, Randy Aspenson is a dirty-minded, foul-mouthed, short-tempered disgrace to the honorable profession of law enforcement. To be known for telling young, impressionable students to go kill yourself and choke yourself is unimaginable to me. I'm not sure why ILEA would spotlight. And you notice? Maybe it's just me, but I think it's comical that he decided to put spotlight in parentheses. Maybe I'm reading into it, but it is what it is. An instructor like this, when we all know good and well that some of those young and impressionable students have done exactly what Aspenson told them to do when they sat in his classroom under his leadership. Those are pretty big words there, my guy. Are you saying that someone's killed themselves because he's told them to? Drop names. That's a pretty serious allegation. I mean, listen, in all seriousness, that's crazy slander from a sheriff who's commenting from his official page. Don't let that fool you. Because in till I sued him, that 4 wasn't there. This would have said John M. Sproles, Henry County Sheriff. This is that toad's official page that he does all of his official action under. Don't let him lie. All right, he goes on. From experience.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Drop that because I think this will be better. Yep.
Okay.
I split it for you so it's easier for everyone to see.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Okay. So it goes on to say, from experience, Randy should have focused more on being a good example and a good instructor, but he was too busy telling dirty jokes. To cops, man. He's not talking to your 5-year-old. And talking about the young female students that he would make sure he knew their gym schedules so he could make sure to be there to watch them work out. Again, serious allegations, man. I mean, come with the receipts, not just your words. It's more shocking to know that the leadership of the academy has known this for many years and was too weak to deal with it. Okay? Then the next part, okay, goes on. Death is nothing to joke about, but I guess when you reach a certain level of perversion, nothing is off the table. I have made my disdain for this type of disgusting behavior from Randy and some of his other fellow ILEA instructors very crystal clear to the leadership in charge, and specifically to the head of ILEA Training Board, ISP Superintendent Doug Carter. It's beyond my comprehension they have allowed this stuff to go on. Instructors that will flat out lie when the pressure is on them. Instructors who do in action what they teach against with their words on a daily basis. This type of behavior is exactly what people hate about law enforcement profession the most. Yet when the heat is on, the leaders will rally around their people and protect them at all cost. It's disgusting. It's sickening. All right. So that's one. That's one of the commenters. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Don't you like that? Where did he? Yeah. I yes. Disdain. God. The library of words that politicians have misused is growing so long, I can't even keep up with it anymore. Oh, he must have dropped an F-bomb. Okay, well, so that's that. Now, I told you that there were two. Here's the other one, okay? This person had commented, to this day when I'm working out, getting tired and want to quit, I hear those words in my head, even yell them to myself for that extra push. Lean into it. Happy retirement. You have more than earned it, LT. And none other than the sheriff's dear sister, Cersei. Alec Berger. Hopefully you don't have a really bad day and remember him saying, kill yourself. Now, Alec Berger doesn't know that Connie is a nitwit, doesn't understand that she's doing whatever. He comes back and says, classic. Oh, I love it. He comes back and he's like, classic, you know.
I can't tell you how many privates my husband has said, you just need to kill yourself.
Yeah, right.
He had one come up to him. It was like distraught about something. He's like, I'm just going to kill myself, Sergeant. Mike T pulled out his knife and goes, here you go.
Yeah, here you go.
Here you go. Good luck.
Listen.
Don't fuck it up, man.
Yeah, right. Don't make a mess for the rest of us. You know, take, here.
And that usually, it's enough to usually snap you out of your funk.
Right.
He does. If the guy had taken the knife and tried to do something with it,
Sure,
Niles would have been all over him. What the hell do you think you're doing?
Right.
But it snaps you out of the funk.
Yeah. That's the thing. Stay here for a minute. So this is the thing that people don't understand. It's not like, this is not like they don't work at a bank. This is not like people doing like, training this is not the seminary. This is people that are in military training, people that are in law enforcement training, people that have been in the military that are now becoming cops. This is dealing with people, men and women, that are out here, that are working, that know that they're in a safe environment around people that only want the best for them, that want them to be the best that they can be. And,
you're them in such a way that they don't come home in a box. Right.
The goal of all of those people, the people, how many people have watched Full Metal Jacket and know that scene? Everybody knows that
I will unscrew your head and shut down your neck.
Right. Look, there's a reason that shit is like that. And I remember when I heard when the Academy several years ago went soft. They went soft. And like, I remember hearing it like one Academy somewhere. I don't know what state this was. We'll say Louisiana. I don't think it was. I think it was like out west. They literally gave their new recruits like a color-coded card, like in soccer, where if the instructors were getting too hardcore with them, they would pull out the card and be like, yellow card, sir. You're being mean to me.
They introduced those at basic training too.
Really? Did they really?
For the Army, yeah.
Fuck that. See? And that is ludicrous, man.
He was when Niles was a drill sergeant, that was when they were starting to go into this softer kind of thing where they weren't supposed to cuss at the students and things like that. But T said, I never met a private that responded to please as well as fucking now.
Yeah, right.
Right. It's the jarring of that, hearing that,
that
kind of angry tone. It kind of makes you do a double take, stop what you're doing and pay attention and get you back on track for what you need to be doing. It's not meant to be, I guess it is kind of meant to be mean, but it's meant to be mean in a way to get you refocused.
It's the pussification of America. Alice said it was.
Niles said that a lot too.
Yeah, right. Absolutely.
And he said that he was worried that having the softer training would. Mm-hmm. He came home more than once and said, I'm training these kids to come home with boxes.
Yeah.
That was 2007. We were still in Iraq and Afghanistan.
All right.
It's dangerous if you're not on mission all the time.
Absolutely.
And sometimes that cussing can really help bring you back to it.
And just the whole thing. I mean, like it's like, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's just a whole different, maybe I'm just in a different time frame, but it's like a football coach. It's like a basketball. It's like Bobby Knight. Bobby Knight's kids didn't go out and deal dope. They didn't get F's in school. They became successful in life. Why do we think that is? It's amazing that these things tend to breed a certain individual who's able to go out and do the tough shit. And, normal individuals like, look, Dan Ridenhour isn't going to go to a four-car pileup where there's blood and guts everywhere. You know what I mean? I'm just sorry. He's not built for that. People are not going to, you're asking these people to go through the door at gunfire, and we can't expect that they're going to hear words that might upset them or, might be a little harsh. And there's nobody that doesn't understand what it is. You might be mad at him in the moment, but at the end, when these people are standing up and they're being sworn in and they're graduating, it's feeling like people just, no one, unless you've been there, you don't understand it. And the respect that the people have for these individuals. I'm going to show you something that's a massive contrast to what Sproles had put on there. I want to show you here a massive contrast to what Sheriff Sproles had put up. Okay, Sheriff Sproles. Yeah, you're fine. Thank you, Kate. We saw what Sproles put up. Sheriff Sproles put up. Well, this is the person that ran against Sproles. Look at the difference. Congratulations from the Middletown Police Department. Always getting positive comments from the officers attending the academy about what a great impression you have left on them. Just absolutely amazing. And look, somebody commented back to Landon here and said, Landon Dean, Lieutenant Randy Asmussen was one of my favorite instructors. He's full of knowledge and has a lot of passion for law enforcement. I mean, to hell with Sproles, man. Sproles is such a loser. Sproles is the FNG that I have always said that he would be, that he is still to this day. Still to this day, he's been sheriff for 2 years, and the man's still an FNG. Sproles should have washed out in the initial training at the Henry County Sheriff's Department. Then when you went to ILEA, they should have washed him out there. He should have been done in the academy. And if he wasn't, he should have then been washed out when he went back to field training school. And I'm telling you, FTO, the period for the field training, if Sproles would have been anywhere else, if Sproles would have been in Muncie or Delaware County, he would have washed out. Sproles would have washed out. He would not have made it. And I just, yes, Diane, thank you for your family's service, your daughter's service, and the rest of you, because everyone knows the family serves right along. So, I just think that that's funny. I thought that is a disgusting look at the leadership of the Henry County Sheriff's Department. So, I don't know. It is what it is. And then the very, very last thing as we roll out of here, we do need to put this up and let everyone see, obviously, that today is Tuesday, August 13th. It is 225 days without correspondence from Counselor Dale Basham. However, I think I understand why Counselor Basham hasn't been responding to me. I think I know. He's been too busy walking around Ball State University in the city of Muncie, Indiana. Maybe he's lost and confused. We need to bring him back to Muncie. I don't know how far away Muncie is. Muncie? How do we pronounce this?
Muncie, maybe?
What?
Muni, maybe?
Muni? Just another walk through campus before school starts at Ball State University, Muncie, Indiana. I just think that where do these people come from? Nancy Lindell was working for Munis. Basham is walking around Muncie. What is the deal with these people, man? 225 days without correspondence from Dale Basham because he's stuck in Muncie. So I hope somebody can bring him back. I hope we can find him. He can get back in time to respond to me, hopefully before hopefully before their time in council is up. But I don't know. Maybe if he stays over there in Muni, he can stay over there until he gets beat. I don't know. All right, you guys, if you can hit the like on your way out, if you have not, I would greatly appreciate it. That would be fantastic. Share the show with everyone you know. We will be back here tomorrow. Hopefully, we will have more to talk with you about in reference to the ongoing investigation and breaking news into this data breach that Muncie's been dealing with. Horrible situation. I feel for the employees. You know, when you go to work someplace, you would like to think that your employer is going to keep your shit safe, but I guess not when Dan Ridenauer is your boss. So we'll have to see. I'll keep you guys posted. Thank you guys for everything, tuning in and doing what you do. Let me see what I was going to tell you. Board of Works tomorrow. We'll be back here tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern on the dot for episode 262. And, big rainwater town hall. It will definitely go better than today's event did. So be on the lookout for that. This is this Thursday. If you guys are interested in submitting questions, folks, I think they're going to be trying to get all the questions compiled up in the next day. So we're running out of time. Submit questions to the following link there and or at the link for the rainwater live. So you guys know what to do. All right. You have a good rest of your evening. Have a good Wednesday or whatever day it is for when you're listening to this. And we will see you all next time. Good night. Goodbye.
Really need to make this a thing, Christopher.
What?
Where everybody puts in their bets of how much money and how long it takes them to
yeah, we'll start working on that. Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
We're middle of the month. I think it's going to be more like 700,000 and 30.
Oh, yeah.
Seconds.
Yeah.